Hi everyone, I'm Billy Mustafa at Bill_Mustafa on Twitter. Welcome to the Fantasy in Frames Rookie Prospects Profile Series. We've been taking a look at fantasy relevant prospects from the 2023 NFL draft class, players that could make a positive impact on your fantasy team or teams. Today, we're going to be talking about one of my guys, one of my favorite prospects in this class, Pittsburgh running back Israel Izzy Abanikanda. But before we get into it, remember to subscribe to the Fantasy in Frames YouTube channel and follow us on Twitter at Fantasy in Frames. And make sure you head over to our website, fantasyinframes.com, for more league-winning fantasy football content. Right, let's dive into Israel Abanikanda. He's one of the most exciting prospects at the running back position in this year's class for me. He had a great pro day, and that has really burst him onto the fantasy football scene. You know, you see a lot of fantasy football content creators putting him in their top 5 and in their top 10, and he wasn't really in and around there before that really impressive pro day that he had. He ran for over 1,400 yards and scored 20 touchdowns on the ground, averaging 6 yards per carry this season. So I don't really know why it took an impressive pro day for people to finally get on Izzy, but it did, and we're here now. And with less than a week to go to the NFL draft, there's some big buzz around the Pittsburgh running back. Okay, so let's get into some of his strengths, okay? His speed, yeah. His pro day 40-yard dash numbers aren't quite set in stone. You've got some people saying it was like a 4.26. You've got others saying it's a 4.45. We know it's fast. We know he's fast. You only have to put the tape on and you see that this guy in a straight line absolutely flies. He was a 2-time New York City Mayor's Cup 100-meter gold medalist. Yeah, so we know that he's fast. He had 365-plus yard touchdown runs last season. When he gets into the open field, he is gone. It is legit track speed. It is legit take it to the house speed. And that blends really well with his size. The guy's 5'10", over 215. This is a big boy. And, a guy running in the low 4.4s or the 4.3s at that size, tough to bring down if you can catch him, that is. Good vision as well. Like, he has a really good ability to find the hole when he hits it hard. He sees a crease and he knows that if he breaks through, he's gone. He doesn't have to sit and wait for a real obvious hole to open up, or his O-line to open up a real obvious hole. I love his ability to just see a little crease, a tiny space, and it's almost in his head. He goes, if I get through there, I'm gone. So we'll take the chance, and when he breaks through, he normally picks up big yards on the ground. I love the way that he's able to sort of set up second-level defenders too. He doesn't just run with his head down in a straight line. He's almost watching the second level of the defense and the third level of the defense, and will sort of reroute himself whilst he's on the run, which, I think that's a great skill to have in terms of being able to pick up extra yards on the ground. And with that speed, it's super dangerous. Some of Izzy's weaknesses, look, we didn't see him much in the receiving game, unfortunately. I think he had 12 receptions for 145 yards or something close to that in his college career. It's not that we don't know if he can do it, it's just we haven't seen it. And especially in PPR leagues, you want a running back that can help his quarterback out of the backfield. And Izzy hasn't proven that he can do that. Now, I'm confident. He's a young athlete. He's a guy that's so dangerous with the ball in his hands that teams are going to want to scheme him up to be able to keep him on the field at all 3 downs. So it's something that I think is definitely worth taking into consideration if you're going to draft Israel Abanikanda, is that we haven't seen much of him in the passing game and on 3rd down. Also, his lateral agility. Now, this is a guy that just likes to go north and south. He just wants to run. He wants to hit the hole and run fast in a straight line. He doesn't show much on film being able to bounce or put a wiggle on to beat a man. It tends to just be, I'm going to hit the hole hard and I'm going to run as fast as I can. I'm going to beat X defender or Y defender to the spot, as opposed to I'll slow myself down, put a little move on and sort of beat the guy like that. So I prefer my running backs going north and south than east to west, but I do appreciate that it's important to have a little bit of wiggle in the open field. We're going to see. We're going to see how it affects him once he gets to the NFL level. For me, I'm a lot happier with a running back that's happy to hit the hole and get upfield, as opposed to sitting in the backfield, trying to bounce things and trying to create space laterally for himself. There's not many Shady McCoys in the NFL or throughout NFL history. So give me a guy that just wants to hit the hole and will pick up the yards that are there in front of him. I mentioned the guy's an athlete, track speed, good size as well. He scored an RAS score, a relative athletic score of 9.61. So the guy is an athlete, a legit top tier NFL athlete. He's young, one of the youngest players in the class. He'll still be 20 years of age as a rookie. Especially in the last couple of classes due to COVID, you're getting guys coming out 24 years of age playing in the NFL. This guy's still going to be 20 years of age when the season starts. And to come into the NFL 20 years of age on the back of a 1,400 yard and 20 TD season, I think the sky's the limit for him. And like I said before, his pro day saw him fly into top 5 lists, many fantasy analysts. He become a guy that NFL draft analysts, guys like Connor Rogers and Chris Sims were talking about as top 5 or borderline top 5 guys. And I think he scored 21 total TDs in the FBS last year. That led all running backs. I don't think it won't surprise me if he's a guy that scores plenty of touchdowns on Sundays and in the NFL as well. I think that ability translates. He's big, he's strong, he's fast. What more do you want? A comp that I kept on coming to when I watched him, and it's strange because it's a completely different position. It was when people were overthinking DK Metcalf. They were like, yeah, okay, he's big and he's strong and he's fast, but can he run all the routes? Does he run routes with nuance? Well, sometimes if you're just bigger and better and faster than everybody, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that you don't do everything perfectly because you're big enough and you're strong enough and you're fast enough to make up for those technique deficiencies that you may or may not have. And that's just what kept on coming to my mind with Israel Abanikanda. Yes, he doesn't do everything brilliantly, but he has the raw athleticism to be able to get by without it. And then, getting into the NFL, as I said, a young player, as he gets older and as he progresses, as he becomes a better football player, in my opinion, the sky really is the limit for this guy. Look, let's talk about draft capital and rookie drafts. Draft capital and landing spots in the NFL draft, they're super important when we're talking about prospects. But, at the moment, I'm taking him second round. If it's 201, whatever my second round pick is, if he's on the board, I'm taking him. There's an expectation that he's going to get day 2 draft capital. So he's going to go in the second or third round. I think if that happens and it lands at a good spot, he might be a guy that you're going to have to get into the back end of the first round to select. There's going to be a lot of buzz around him, I can imagine, once he gets into training camp and people see that raw ability of his, that raw athletic ability and that pure speed, that natural ball carrier instinct that he has as well to find tiny creases, hit them and go, and then get into the open field and just cause havoc. The second or third level of defenses. He's currently, according to DLF, he's a 22nd overall player and the RB9. Absolute smash as the RB9 in this class. 22nd, back end of the second round. Again, absolute smash. If he is getting to that spot in your rookie drafts, it's a no-brainer for me. You have to select him there. This is a guy, like I said, after Friday night, day 2 in the NFL draft, he's a guy that could be going to the back end of the first round. So, look, he's a guy that I am actively targeting. I'm trading up. I'm getting myself into a position to select him. He's one of my guys in this draft class. And that's my thoughts on Israel Abanikanda. Thanks for listening, guys. Remember, check us out at Fantasy in Frames and www.fantasyinframes.com for all of your fantasy football needs.